Good afternoon, YouTube. Fair face at you again. Just I'm out today doing a ride up in the Rampart Range area. I'm on Forest Road 320, which is Mount Herman Road coming from Monument, Colorado, of course. And I'm just gonna do a little bit of riding. This trail isn't anything too crazy, or whatever. I may take some side trails for entertainment. Depends how I'm feeling, or how because I didn't tell anybody I was coming out today, which is a rather unsmart decision. So plus we got a little bit of snow, and I'm still on these awesome and amazing Shinko 244 tires, which do crappily in anything that's slippery. So chances are, if I do that, I'll probably end up on my ass, just like I almost did right there. Yeah, when I was coming out today, I love this ride. Mount Herman Road is, I guess, a special place to me for more than a few reasons. I used to live in Monument, Colorado, so we used to come up on Mount Herman Road often enough with friends to camp or have fun, whatever, And now that I'm older and I have a dual sport, the ride has, I guess, become even more personal, because I come out here, especially during the week, and there's no one out here, and it's just beautiful. I love being out in the forest. But today, I was like, well, I'm going to make a video on this road. I'm going to try to find a topic to talk about, and I was thinking about different motorcycle themes, so on and so forth, and nothing was really sticking in my head, in my brain. So my topic ended up, I wanted to see what the history of Mount Herman was. And, well, I kind of end up sidetracked a little bit, which is maybe more interesting, So you that watch my Gold Camp Road, I tried to do a little history theme there too. But the biggest thing about, I guess, Mount Herman Road, that when I was doing research, was it ended up being an overall Pike National Forest history. And I think I got this off the U.S. Forest Service page. And my memory's not the greatest, so if I say something wrong, you can always yell at me. So the Pike National Forest was founded in 1893, if I remember the dates correctly. There's a few dates I'm trying to keep straight in my head. And the whole purpose of making national forests was to conserve the forest. There was a huge problem with companies in the United States in the 1800s just literally mowing entire forests down, and that was a humongous problem. And so the administration and president at the time decided that, to preserve the forest, that they needed to create these national forests to keep loggers and other companies from destroying everything. And the biggest thing that I found very interesting about the Pike National Forest is when it became a national forest, more than 2/3 of the entire area that were forest at one time were all cut down. Almost the entire forest, really. I mean, two-thirds is, almost all of it was destroyed by logging and fires. So the government started a program to replant forests, I guess, throughout the country and whatnot. And Pike National Forest, over time, they ended up planting 20 million or so trees, red fern saplings, something like that. And those 20 million trees turned into what the Pike National Forest is today. Because honestly, over the 120-ish years, that all those trees are what the Pike National Forest grew back into. And I guess the forest expanded quite a bit since the like 1890s. Now, the next pretty interesting thing to me was why was the Pike National Forest? You know, I guess I should start with, where is the Pike National Forest? The Pike National Forest is in Colorado, of course. It spans between Colorado Springs and Denver, Colorado, and then pushes back over the mountains into Winter Park, as well as what's the other town? Wishire Pass or something like that. I don't know. Bad with names. But it's pretty huge forest. I mean, I don't know the actual size. All I do know is, oh, that's a good little rut there. All I do know is that the forest was really truly this little junction up here. This is a completely sidebar note, but Trail 315, you ever kind of come around here, is kind of a fun trail. I would take it right now, but given that there's snow on it and I'm by myself, I'm not going to. All right, back to the Pike National Forest here. So Pike National Forest is pretty big. It spans over lots of areas, and back in the early 1800s, mid 1800s, the mining industry was exploding. It was a huge deal in the Rocky Mountains for gold mining, like Cripple Creek. I know Breckenridge was a mining town, and there were obviously lots of mining towns all throughout Colorado, and that drove a humongous demand for wood and putting railway lines into the areas to get the minerals in and out of, mine shafts, so they had to have trains. So the demand for railroad ties, making small towns, building mines themselves, the tree supply that they used at the time period in this area was the Pike National Forest. And they kept cutting trees and mowing them down and cutting and cutting and cutting and destroying wildlife. They would hunt game excessively because more and more people were coming into the forested areas and needed more food, so they were hunting more and more. And because of that, the forest was decimated. It was just, from what I saw online and the forest maps of the time period, it's just like humongous chunks of the forest were just gone. And it's amazing, truly, to see how they always talk about replanting forests nowadays that have burned, and you always look at the little trees they plant and stuff, and you always wonder, is that ever going to really grow, or I don't know. And you always wonder, because of logging and stuff, does it really truly destroy forests? Well, in my research for this, I mean, it really truly did. Almost, the Pike National Forest, if the railroad companies and local towns and logging companies weren't stopped by the government, wow, it's pretty beautiful. Almost crashed, but it's pretty beautiful. If they hadn't stopped if the government hadn't stopped them, I have no doubt that 90% of the Pike National Forest would not exist today, if at all.